Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video I will be teaching you how to play Franz Liszt La Campanella, and this is part 1. The first thing that you should know is the G sharp minor scale, and it's like this. Knowing that is going to allow you to understand how Franz Liszt combined this melody that he took from a concerto from Paganini, and we have this. The next step would be analyzing that melody and starting to play it in octaves. Why do I say that? Because the octaves is going to teach you how to be relaxed within the piece. So we're going to play the same melody with an up-down movement. So we play this. Notice that I keep my hand relaxed at all times. So practice like that so you could gain this kind of motion up and down with a loose wrist. And each time you go down on the key, you make sure that you keep enough pressure to hold the notes but not press too hard. That means you don't keep grabbing this, you are relaxed right after. With that, we could start understanding the first passage. So you have the piece starts like this. So if we have the octaves, we notice that we went up and down. So when you play these two notes, even though if it's with the fourth finger, you go down on the thumb and up. It is true that it's also a rotation from here, from the thumb to the D sharp. And I let go completely of the thumb over there. Then here we start. And like I said, of course you can stretch that far. And you get the idea that all these notes should be taken with the same movement as these two notes. And then we start dealing with somewhat larger intervals, but the movements are the same. So you do down, up, down, up, down, up. Same here, down, up. Same here, down, up. And it starts over. The next step will be trying to add a little bit of rotation to that. So when you play here, you think a little bit more down, but also turning. Down and also turning. So down, down and turning towards the top note. See how I rotate all the time? So here, I rotate, put the thumb close to the key, play, open, rotate again, down also, and go back. There's a couple of things. Always keep in mind that as soon as you play, you should be relaxed. If you are tense, then you're gonna get stuck, you can't play this. So play and make sure that the thumb keeps enough pressure but not grabbing onto the key. We're trying to use gravity as much as possible. When you go to this section that the intervals start to get wider here, it's common that people start getting tense. So what you need to do is, for each interval that gets wider, you will need more pressure to get you back. See, I press a little more here, a little more. This one is the widest, so I have to really take it so I could get here. If I play too light, and as you can see, I play too light, I don't have the energy to go back, so I'm gonna miss this one for sure. So I have to give it more emphasis, and it happens to match the melody. So dun dun dee dun dun dee dun dun din 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 dun 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 dee dun dun. It matches the rhythm we're playing. That's very important. The piece is written in 6, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and when we have 6 eighth notes, the first and the fourth beats are strong beats, so that's gonna also help you. For instance, let's say if I play it in octaves again, I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Notice that I take a little pause in between. When I play it fast, it's not going to be noticeable. So when I play this with the actual notes, I take a little moment on the first and the fourth beat, even though when I play it fast, you're not going to notice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I hope you get the idea. Let's talk a little bit about the introductory part. Now that you know how to play the octaves loose, you could add the introductory part. So basically we have 3 here, 3 eighth notes, 1, 2, 3, and 3 eighth notes answer on the right hand. This could be measured too. We simply have octaves there. The only thing you have to do is keep them loose, like I'll talk about on the other section. And what we do is this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. And then the etude begins. Now, this should be very light. It says pianissimo, so we have 1, 2, 3. And you could start lighting up. I will not put pedal myself because I see an staccato note there. So that's why I don't put pedal, but a little bit is possible to do it. Now, when you start, you always have the melody on the thumb. So you start. Same. Then you have a C sharp there. You could take that with the left hand. So here, the theme was like this. Now we have a turn here. This chord, which is a G sharp minor, going up and switching. So we have this down up on this rotation. Then these two notes, also move them around in twos. Then we switch. Same here. Those are two movements. So left, right, left, right, left, right. So it's very simple. Same movement. So, and you do an up-down movement. You could add a little accent. Okay? So, the second part is the same. It's just adding that C sharp when you do descending. Let's do a little bit of the second part. There. summarize the movement, remember, up down movement. Larger intervals require more energy, so you have to play the thumb a little stronger. Like this one. You need way more energy to get here. And that's it. Remember here, rotation again, etc. So we have the introductory part. And then the etude start. Ways to practice this. What I like is, because I'm going up down movement, I like to emphasize the melody. So I'm gonna go down, strong, light, with accent. So the thumb, emphasize, and the top note as an extension of that. I want to emphasize the melody but not the top note for now. Same here. So I emphasize every other note. I could also do the opposite. I think these require two types of accents. We have two notes, so we emphasize the melody. We could emphasize the top note. So we could do this. So this is done just, it's not musical because we want to keep this light, but it's done so we could play that D sharp very lightly. But in here we're emphasizing, but we don't want to do that eventually. We want to bring the melody more than the other section. So you could do as an exercise. I always say the technique works well from opposite, so try to do that. The other thing is we could do rhythms. So we could do quick, slow and fast movements. So let's say we play this D sharp slow and now we go quick. Quick to the next one. Same. Here there's not that note, but I like to play it to finish off the phrase. So you could do the same, you could do the opposite. It repeats. So once the interval gets wider, remember to as soon as you play this, you try to close your hand all the time. So if I play B, I close the hand. Even though it's not plausible to close all the way because you have to play the next one, try to close the hand. Okay? As far as the harmony goes, we are in G sharp minor. And what he does is bring it up here. And he plays G sharp, D sharp and B. Then that's his inversion. Then we go to D sharp major. All of these chords come to the scale. We have those two notes, which is an E diminished, G sharp or E major, B diminished, and back. And it repeats the same. G sharp minor, inversion. Notice that they're the same notes. D sharp major. Same notes from before, E diminished, G sharp minor, D sharp 7, and it goes back. So we could play that background like this. Repeat. Now we could play in octaves. We could do this. then all we do is put it all together with the real notes. This part is based on all the materials that we cover in part 1. So you should know the G sharp minor scale, and it's like this. Now we're gonna have the same melody like this, like we did in part 1. Now what he's going to add to the melody is ornaments. So he's going to add now and then a grace note. So we have this. Grace note here. Grace note here. Grace note here. Grace note. Grace note. Another one. And then we go back. Okay? To resolve this technically, all we have to look at is all the things that we discussed in part 1. So first of all, remember, you should practice this with octaves. That will teach you to do an up-down movement. So when you start here, make sure you practice like that so you have a loose wrist. And then when you start breaking the octaves, you need to get used to the rotation from the thumb to the 4th finger, back and forth. With that being said, that's all you need to know. Now if we start playing the notes from D sharp and we go up, now I'm going to show you that the movements are the same. So we start doing this, back and forth, right, left. We play the C sharp ornament and we start going back and forth with the same movement. Here, back and forth. Here. Do the rotatory movement there. Here again. Another ornament. And then starts over. Now the first thing that you should do here is practice a little bit to get the notes. So you could practice with accents and you could emphasize every other note like this. Loud, soft here. Now we're going to emphasize the melody. That B, here, thumb, the second and first. 3 notes now. Melody. Same. We emphasize the inside notes. And then we go back. And it repeats. Okay? Now, we could also emphasize the opposite. So we could do this, emphasize here. Emphasize the inside first. The inside, but then the top note to secure that D sharp, which sometimes we miss. D sharp. And very light below. Emphasize, emphasize. Emphasize there. And so on. Until it repeats. Now, that's just for independence and trying to get you used to playing those notes with the ornament. But the one that is going to help you the most, I think, is the one you emphasize the inside, because these ornaments, in order for you to play the ornament and go here, or play this ornament and go here, you need to play a little bit louder the second and the thumb, so you could go here. So if you do it too light, you don't have energy to come back. Okay? Now the other thing that you could do is work with rhythms. So you could start slow and fast, every other note. So you could start slow here, and then quick. Quick. Now we're gonna go towards the inside. Now here, all three notes. Inside, inside, ornament. And then it repeats itself. Now we could work from opposite. We could do the opposite, start quick from D sharp to D sharp like this, and then we get this. Now here we're gonna work towards the top note. And you could take your time here to really go up there. The leap here. And then after that I might try the whole group and see how it works. Etc. If it works, I'm ready to put the left hand in, but I might have to check out sometimes the movements. Make sure that the ornaments, you always, when you're practicing, take a little bit of time in it and put more pressure to throw you here too, especially here, but you have a large leap. Okay? I think that's it, you know. Now the left is gonna start with a G sharp minor, and instead of playing it like this, we're gonna do this. Okay? Now the same chord, G sharp minor, after that, we're gonna go here. So we're gonna open up this. But what he'll do is the same as the beginning, but the only thing is he's gonna split this in the root and then the chord. Then the inversion. D sharp minor again, B diminished. Okay, so the only difference is we used to do this, all of them together, but now notice that it's the same chord all the way down. So we have bass and chord, bass and chord. Okay, so when you do it together, let's try now. You can put a little bit of pedal on the bass note once you go quick, because you have a rest there. Pedal, rest, and take it off. So let's say we put pedal here and we play the way it goes now. C sharp, and then here is the first beat. Here, here. And then it repeats. So maybe what I'll do is show you how to put it together slowly. So we go up, melodies below. Now here together, the C sharp with the bass. Now we jump, B together with the chord. The inversion now, B on the bass. We have G and D sharp. We run the ornament. We leap now, big leap there. Here we go to E diminished, tension. Release now, G sharp minor. B diminished. And we get here, and we repeat. Now this is the same. Here it's going to change. So you could try to match them together. You could also practice the left hand 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Then this repeats. For chord changes here, we have a G sharp minor. We do the inversions, it's the same sound. Now here, we're gonna do a change. So G sharp minor is the first chord of the scale, which in this case is open. And when we go to this chord here, don't get confused here. When we do this chord, this is actually a D major that is flipped all the way here. Then we have two notes here, but with the E on the right hand we have an E diminished, G sharp minor, E diminished, and then back to the D sharp major. Okay? That's all there is. The important thing is that the bass note below always a little bit louder because you are matching the first and the fourth beat. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Now let's play it now so you get a sense of what it is like to play it all together. Now here we're going to change, and all the notes we're going to do is the F sharp to E, ornament, and then G sharp. Then we're going to go here, here, and we have the same pattern from the beginning. Same thing here. And that's all there is. I hope this video was helpful, and if you enjoyed, subscribe. Also, thank you very much and all my supporters from Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you.